Well, I think the voters of Center County have a very clear choice in this election. I will, of course, continue to do the bare minimum that is required of a county commissioner, but I'm going to do quite a bit more. I'm going to work to continue to improve the quality of life in Center County. That's easy to say, that's hard to do. This is a pretty nice place already. So to make it even better requires a lot of additional effort. When I was running in 2015, I was hoping we could open 3 business incubators. We've opened 3 business incubators. After I became aware of the issues with rural broadband, myself, the other commissioners, county staff worked very hard on that, and there are now 150 families and small businesses in Penns Valley that have high-speed broadband today that didn't have it back just this last June. Let's see, the second thing would be to continue to diversify the economy of Center County. Again, I ran on that in 2015, and in that time frame, we've seen our unemployment rate drop drastically. Many of these new jobs, though, aren't directly related to Penn State. A lot of them have spun off from the local entrepreneurial community, which I've been very supportive of, and working with all the chambers of commerce in the county. We have helped the private sector create 330 non-university family-sustaining jobs in Center County that then creates additional spin-off jobs. So we're talking potentially as many as 1,000 to 1,500 total new jobs created in Center County that aren't university related. The third area would be continuing to work in our rural areas, working with emergency responders, working with broadband, working in agriculture. The new business incubator for agriculture that's going to connect our farms to our restaurants can create quite a number of jobs, because not only are we helping the farmers, we're also helping the local restaurants. And that's also been part of what the work I've done with the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
What do you think are the most important things that you personally, Mark Higgins, brings as a Center County Commissioner?
Well, my skill set is relatively unique in the area. I'm a business turnaround expert. And when you're a business turnaround expert, they don't say, oh yeah, just come in, do the bare minimum, bring in new customers, collect the money, pay the suppliers. They say, our business is broken. Our business is bankrupt. We are desperate. Please make this a completely different place. And that's what's been so nice with Center County government. It was already working fairly well before I arrived. The staff is tremendous. And so Mike Pipe and I have been able to take the current resources, the current level of property taxes, and deliver substantial additional services to the citizens of Center County, partnering with many new nonprofits. We've drastically reduced the number of Center County inmates in the Center County Correctional Facility. So there's now well over 100 families where the adult, the grown child, or even the grandparent is at home contributing to the economy and contributing to their family. So we'll continue to do those types of things because I have this background of taking limited resources and creating new services and creating new programs without increasing local property taxes. Your average county commissioner serves on roughly 15 to 16 authorities, boards, or commissions. I serve on 32. I think Commissioner Pipe's in the upper 20s somewhere.
What do you feel are the most pressing issues in Center County right now that commissioners have control over or could impact?
Well, a lot of them relate to quality of life. We've done a lot of work with our emergency responders. Almost all of them are volunteers here in Center County. I would like to thank them very much for their service because they really reduce our local costs, and they do a fabulous job. So we have added the first new building at the Center County training facility since it opened 13 years ago. We're also funding a scholarship program for the local emergency responders. So please, if you're going to CPI South Hills or the phlebotomy program at Center LifeLink, please consider volunteering. And if you're a very, very new volunteer, we would also consider potentially giving you a scholarship. So emergency responders is one very important area. I think the second area is still the rural parts of the county. Good people, hardworking people, but farm income is down by over 50% over the last couple of years. I know what problems I would have if my income dropped by half, because as a business turnaround expert, that happened to me several times. So I really feel for the local agricultural community, and there are ways through Ag Land Preservation Board, through working to try to bring a dairy processing facility to Center County or a nearby county, and giving loans to the local farmers, and of course working to have local farm product consumed in our local restaurant. Because the average farmer in the current system gets 17 cents of the retail dollar. If we can take a lot of those middlemen and compress them down to one local startup, then the farmers will get more money and the local restaurants will receive better, fresher product that has a lot more vitamins in it. On the third one, continued focus on continuing to diversify our local economy. 42% of all paychecks in Center County have the words Penn State on them. That is not sustainable over the long term. I will continue to support our local businesses, our startups, and our entrepreneurs to continue to create more family-sustaining jobs right here in Center County.
Having a Democratic majority currently, there's been emphasis on a few things. One is, we'll talk about this $5 registration fee.
Yes.
Along with, now this was unanimous, so not as much the hotel tax, but more so the registration fee and the solar array were two things that are points of contention. Some are opposed to this idea and feel as though that it's an interjection of unnecessary spending from the county. What's your response and what's your take on that? Why should people?
Well, I'll handle the less complex one first. The solar array will require $1.6 million of county investment over a 6-year period. That's not $1.6 million a year, that's $1.6 million spread over 6 years from county capital funds. We can't spend capital funds on programs. But when we put that solar array in, our electric bill at the correctional facility will go from $100,000 a year to about $5,000 a year. We can take that $95,000 a year and utilize that money for mental health services for inmates at the county correctional facility, or mental health services for anybody throughout the county, or potentially services to our agricultural community and a broad variety of other stakeholders. But if we write a check for $95,000 to West Penn Power, that's gone. There's no services provided for that. And then additionally, there's solar energy credits. So if we invest $1.6 million over the next 5 years, the project pays itself back by year 8. Over the remaining 32-year life of the system, most of that time period is guaranteed, we'll bring in a minimum of $5.6 million of both savings and additional solar energy credits. So over a 40-year period, we're not paying a minimum of $95,000 a year for electricity, because the solar array provides it when it's sunny, and then it overproduces when it's sunny or even cloudy. We get a credit, and then we use that credit at night. So it's a fabulous program. I would encourage a lot of our local businesses and other governments in Center County to look at this. Obviously, your facility, you think it'll need to be there for at least 25 years. I'm pretty sure our correctional facility is going to be here 40 years from now. With the $5 fee, I talked with a lot of our local municipalities. I talked with our planning department. I talked with the local transportation planning group, the MPO. We surveyed every single municipality in Center County, and the majority of them by raw numbers and a super majority of them by population said, we're hurting, we need help, we're happy that you're considering the $5 fee. Because what happens right now is Governor Corbett implemented the gasoline tax that's an average of $200 per year per family. That money goes to Harrisburg. It ain't coming back. It sits in Harrisburg and gets doled out to municipalities and counties that can come up with local match money. Now, Gregg Township has a road two roads that are in horrible shape, safety issues, bridges, all kinds of things. That project's going to cost about $1.2 million. There's only 2,400 people live in Gregg Township in Penns Valley. How are they going to come up with that kind of money? Well, the county is assisting them. We're kicking back a total of about $42 per citizen to make that project happen, but it ends up pulling in almost $1 million of state funding. So that's a significant way how the counties help our local municipalities for structurally deficient bridges, already one of which has been closed. When I took office with Commissioner Pipe, we had 13 structurally deficient bridges in Center County and no firm plans on how to fix them. Now we have 5 bridges that are left. The other 8 have either been repaired or are funded for repairs. Now we had to drain an Act 13 fund down to $80,000, so there's not much left there. And then we're pre-funding some of the projects from the $5 fee because I understand cash flows. If we let the project this year, we don't have to come up with the money for like 2 years. So let's get things fixed now when it's cheaper to fix them before they decay even further, and so that we can benefit our citizens for a longer time frame. I also was the commissioner that put in the sunset on that particular fee. So in 2022, whoever's on the Board of Commissioners at that point will need to give an up or down vote to continue that fee. 100% of that fee goes to actual construction, engineering, et cetera. There's no administrative fee for the Department of Transportation. There's no administrative fee for the county. All of that goes to the private sector contractors that are actually fixing things.
Always seen the ads run by Chris Zarko
Yes.
saying that this is an oversight or this
Right.
is something that
Right.
An overextension of the bounds of a taxation or
And
something.
in that case, he's disagreeing with the overwhelming majority of county commissioners in the state because over 40 of the counties have implemented this fee, including some other counties that have virtually no or just 1 or 2 roads and bridges themselves. It's the only way to bring the gas tax money back from Harrisburg. You want your $200 to go to Harrisburg and stay there? I don't. I want millions of dollars coming back here to Center County, and the only way we can help our smaller and medium-sized municipalities make that happen is the $5 fee.
Why should people vote for Mark Higgins Tuesday?
Because I believe in doing more than the bare minimum. I have spent the last 4 years working with the over 300 nonprofits in Center County, working with the county government, all over local municipalities, the state government, the federal government, and our regional economic development groups like CEDACOG, working closely with all of our local chambers of commerce to make this an even better place to live. And believe me, to make Center County a better place to live takes significant effort because it's already a pretty great place.